Hey guys, kinggath here with another patch for Sim Settlements 2. This is patch 1.0.3, which I'm calling side questing, and that is because I took a huge swing at the pile of side quest bugs and hopefully knocked out the one that you've been waiting for me to fix. All right, but before we get into the patch notes, we got to thank our patrons because they have been knocking it out of the park lately. I'm making multiple baseball references today. I don't know what's going on with that, but you guys have been crushing it with that. Really appreciate all of the donations, and I want to give a shout out to a handful of you. You are going to make us be able, or allow us to do some really cool stuff with Chapter 2 and beyond. We are overwhelmed by the support right now, so thanks to Glenn Steckler, Curtis Warren, William McClenny, Matthew Plant. Ooh, that might be French. I might have totally butchered your name. I am sorry, Matthew. Jacob Lorenzen Mandel, David Batty, Lee Kelly, Carvach, Bold Ninja, or Bold, oh, it's Bold Ninja? I don't know what that is. Freedom, Lucas Furtado, Daniel, Angry Steve, Paul Marsh, John Marino, William A. Duncan, Chloe Sampson, and Derek Knudsen Frey. Thank you all, and thank you everybody else who joined into Patreon. I will get you a shout out very, very soon. I'm just trying not to overwhelm everybody. We're almost caught up finally. I think I'm finally getting at a pace where I'm gonna catch you guys. So thank you all for helping out. It's gonna let us do some really, really cool stuff. All right, let's get into the patch notes for this week. So the first thing I've got to mention is go download the update to Workshop Framework as well, because Whisper helped me discover a pretty deep bug in the assignment code. So it turned out that it was very easy to end up with NPCs assigned to way more food or defense than you wanted them to be. It was also possible for NPCs prior to this to be assigned to something like a vanilla store plus defense, and that was a bug in the Workshop Framework assignment code. So that has been resolved, and that probably was impacting some settlements too as well. So this should be an overall improvement to things. And I figured out a couple of other little issues in Workshop Framework and fixed those as well. So definitely grab that update. If you don't grab it, but you do update Sim Settlements 2, SS2 is going to yell at you anyway, so you probably will all find out in game if you didn't listen to me up front. All right, so let's talk about what's new in Sim Settlements 2. This patch cycle was all about bug fixes. There are a few little things that were improved, and there's one thing that would have been really cool for me to showcase for you, and I put it in the mod anyway. It's in the patch notes, but I'm not going to talk about it or focus on it because we know the models are a little funky right now. They're going to get fixed. So if you see something that seemed really cool and you're wondering why I didn't talk or I didn't feature it in this video, it's because it's not quite ready for showtime. So I'll show it off once we got the models in a little better state. But mostly this was about bug fixes. So we fixed tons and tons of side quest bugs, including the number one we were asked about, which is being unable to interact with Amos's poor little puppy. That has been resolved. That was fixed in 1.01 and then broke again in 1.02. This is something that's going to probably happen frequently in the life cycle of SS2, is because we are a global team and we don't have a good check-in, check-out system for our file management for our plugin stuff because of the way the plugins work with merging and everything. We just don't have the tools available to handle this. I believe that Bethesda uses Perforce for this, and that's just not a practical option for the fact that our team is global, and it would cost us a lot of money to do that. So we are stuck with the old make sure we check on each other and that we're not working on the same forms within our plugin. So occasionally we'll step on each other's toes, but as we move into Chapter 2 development, which is going to be our first kind of expansion for SS2, then that'll happen less and less because more of the team will be working on that as opposed to working on patch-related stuff. So apologies for those of you guys who went in expecting that quest to go off without a hitch and then it broke. It is fixed in 1.03. All right, so some other stuff that you guys will be excited about, and I think one is that we had a full grammar overhaul. So spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, typos, all that type of stuff should be fixed. Now, I shouldn't say all that type of stuff because that's just ridiculous. It'll take us forever to get all of the little ones figured out. But Lively, one of our wonderful users, went through and did a huge pass across all of our stuff. I merged in his things, and there were updates to just so many different quests and dialogue trees and terminals and books, just so many. And I think it was a large swath of the issues. So as more of them crop up, we will get them cleaned up. So if you are OCD about that stuff and you cringe when you see those typos, we are aware of them. We are going to get them fixed. And thank you to Lively for putting a big dent in those. All right, the other thing in a similar vein, related to dialogue anyway, is that we put a 1 hour in-game timeout on all of our new NPCs NPCs idle dialogue. So those are those lines that the NPCs will just kind of utter when you get near them, not when you necessarily talk to them, but you just kind of are in their vicinity and they're talking about their day or talking about their life or whatever. And you guys have been reporting pretty frequently that our characters seem too chatty. So we put a timeout on those to try and reduce that, so that now they'll talk, maybe once every 6 or 7 minutes, which is far better than I think the base game does it like once every 45 seconds or something like that. So it should be a lot better for our characters. Now, the one exception are all those new barks we added for shopkeepers in 102. We left those in with the default timer because the whole point of those is so you can set up a little market district and have people shouting about their shops. So we didn't want to take that away. But all of the other random idles that you guys have heard, and some of them I'm sure you've gotten sick of, they will not happen nearly as frequently anymore. All right, other than that, again, check out the full patch notes. There's tons of little stuff in there, lots of little things that maybe were irking you that have been resolved, lots of bug fixes for side quests, etc. All right, so beyond that, let's talk about the next patch. That will not be coming 2 weeks from today because that would be Christmas Day, and I enjoy my family's company, so I'm going to go spend it with them, and then I will come back on Monday and push up the 1.04 patch. All right, what else do we got on my list here that I can't forget? Oh, a t-shirt. We got to give out a t-shirt. It's patch day. So this week we had Cyberpunk drop, which I think many of you guys are playing right now. I myself had a few hours to play. Really cool game. A little buggy, but definitely I understand now. Having developed under Bethesda's engine, I know all about the bugs that can crop up in a release, so I don't fault them one bit. Having a good time with it, and I'm sure some of you guys are too. So for that, we're going to do #Cyberpunked. So even if you do Cyberpunk or Cyberpunked ED, because I know some of you are going to have just misheard me, whatever, I'll accept either one of those. But leave a comment below. This week we're going to do something a little different with the comments. Tell me something that you have seen in Cyberpunk in the trailers or played yourself that you want to see backported to Fallout 4. Maybe you'll get me excited about something and I'll do it, because I love feature creeping my mods to hell so that my dev schedule never ever ends. So you guys can help out with that. So leave a comment with something from Cyberpunk you'd like to see in Fallout 4 with the #Cyberpunked, and I will draw a name on Monday to give out a t-shirt to one of you guys. All right, with all that said, take care and enjoy the mods.